Time for sound design. In this video, I'm going to create a percussive textural loop from an electric piano. And the electric piano sound that I'm going to use is from Studio Logic's Numa player plugin. In this plugin, it's a free plugin linked in the description. There are several electric pianos that are sampled basically. And there's some sound controls for the piano sound. And what I want to do is crank up the Tine and the damper noise and turn down the tone of the piano and create these kind of short percussive sounds as if you would be tapping the actual tines on the electric piano, and then maybe process it through an amp and some effects to create some kind of textural loop. Let's go to Ableton and start doing some sound design. So here in Ableton, I loaded up the Numa player plugin on the first channel. As you can see, there are different kinds of instruments here: acoustic pianos, electric pianos, various keys and strings and pads. So I'm going to go for the electric piano. And I'm going to use the Mark I, which is basically a Fender Rhodes. That sounds like this. And to make the sound percussive, I'm going to dial here in sound controls the tone all the way down. And the Tine and the damper noise all the way up. So this is the basic sound I'm going to work with. As you can see, I already had to crank up the gain 10 in the utility because it's a very low sound. So I'm actually going to close the plugin and put this sound through an amp. So let's disable the utility and load up in drive color just a basic amp. Put it on clean. Also put it through a cabinet. And before that, I want an overdrive pedal, basically. And maybe also a saturator. Let's put in some notes and see if this is something we can work with. So if you hold the key, there's still a tone, but it's very minimal. Maybe you can actually create a chord here in the end. Let's change a bit, let's play a little bit with the velocities to create more variation. So yeah, this is already a very different sound from the standard electric piano that you hear in countless records, like the very long, smooth, silky sound. This is shorter, it's very percussive belly, as if you would be hitting the tines. Just to go back to the amplification, what I did here is I use an overdrive device, a saturator, and then a clean amp, and then a cabinet to basically boost the volume and give it a bit of drive. I think the next thing to do is, of course, effects. So I'm going to start with just a regular delay and maybe make it quite short, actually, more like a slap delay, and also create some stereo spread and a bit of filtering on the wet output. See how that sounds. Another typical thing you would do on an electric piano is a phaser. I'm going to put the rate quite high. I especially like it when you have the chords here. Let's build on that a bit more. I think the key is to have the notes not come in at the same time, so you get that. So I'm just going to manually move them a bit. So I have an A, C, let's do an E, and then one more chord, A, C, E, and then we're gonna do a G. This one we're gonna ring out all the way, if there's something left. At the end also let's add a tremolo, because that's also a typical effect you would have on a electric piano sound. So I'm going to use the auto pen device, put the shape on 0 degrees and the rate on a 16th, and then add some automation that it only comes in when I play the chords, maybe at 50%. So let me play the whole thing once again, just so you have a good idea of what I created. So yeah, that's it for this video. A very short video on how to create a percussive sound from a Rhodes plugin, sampled Rhodes, by cranking up the Tine and the damper noise and turning down the tone all the way. And after doing that, I put it through some overdrive and saturation pedals, an amp, a phaser, a delay, and a tremolo. What I did in the MIDI notes, I did some single notes, some longer notes, and even though the tone is all the way down, there's still a bit of tone, sort of a bit of decay, but it's not a lot. And especially I think when you play chords and you kind of let them not start exactly at the right time, at the same time, you get that, with that bell sound, you get a really nice sound. So what I will do is I will group this plugin with these settings and the effect chain that I build it up into one instrument rack and add it to my library of instruments. And I think this instrument will particularly work well when layered with other stuff. So layered with an organ or some kind of synth pad. And that could be the background bed, and then this can be the sort of short percussive bell tone melody on top. Or maybe even layered with a traditional Rhodes with a sustained tone. That could also work. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If you're interested in sampled instruments, I have a sample library over on Gumroad, linked in the description. It's a free library of 50 sampled instruments for Ableton Live, so go check that out and see you in the next one.